These got sent to us by our friends from Method, so we're gonna open them up and see what's inside. Except I already know what's inside. It's the MR701, but I know that because I read the sticker. So we'll take a look at these and see what they're all about. All right, so like I said, Method sent over some wheels for us to take a look at. This is the 701. They've got a whole bunch of new styles coming out, but they wanted to just get us a couple of them right away so we can show you some videos on these guys. And these aren't the typical wheels that you see on our channel, because you guys know we're all about like 24 by 14s and 22 by 12s and 30 by 16s on the American Forces. And these are 17s, 17 by 8.5. So you may be wondering, why are 17 by 8.5 so cool? You good? Well, because Method is all about off-roading. These are basically like the kings of off-road wheels, and everybody who has a Baja style truck or a pre-runner style truck wants a set of Methods, and if they can't buy Methods, they buy something that looks just like Methods. So opening these up, diving into them right away, they do a really good job at packaging these. So I noticed that this is like a double layered cardboard. So you have the regular like frame, but then on all the points where it would contact the ground, if you're setting these things down or stacking more wheels on them, they've got 2 layers of cardboard, so that's a good layer of protection there. And then we got a bag, which basically all wheels come in a bag. And then they kind of give you this plastic ring on the rim of the wheel, which is nice. A lot of people are doing foam, so Method switched it up and did this hard plastic. Probably a little more rigid will prevent, you know, some of those scratches, because you can still scratch a wheel through the foam. So they got the plastic ring on there to help with that, and then the actual foam itself instead of a foam ring. The regular dust cover slash hairnet, a lot of people do, it says Method on it, kind of cool. They also throw some stickers in and stuff like that. So here's the black one. In the bottom of the box, you've got hub-centric ring, the center cap, and Allen wrench. Once it's assembled, it looks something like this. And this one I'm not going to talk about. This is my favorite color. When it comes to bronze, Method makes the best bronze wheel, hands down. No questions asked. You can't convince me otherwise. So these are the 2 finishes that the 701 is available in. So you've got your typical Method bronze, it's like their color, and then this is a satin black or a matte black. It still has some shine to it, so I would call it more of a satin and not a true matte. I think they call it matte on the website, but what's the difference? It doesn't really matter that much, I guess. Center cap is very, very flat, almost flush, so that's pretty cool. If you wanted to run spike lug nuts on here, you could, because this is exposed. I don't know that you would, because it just wouldn't really match the style, but it is cool that this is so flat. And then as far as style goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna be an 8-spoke. Kind of looks almost similar to some of the old school like D-window wheels, but with some modern touches to it, so that's pretty unique. And then they have Method kind of like engraved into this. It's almost a step lip, because they only really have about an inch, 1.25 inches of lip on these, and this is, both of these are 17 by 8.5, 0 offset, not meaning it doesn't have offset, it has offset, the measurement is 0. If you don't know what that means, you can check out What is Offset video. So along with Method making basically lighter, stronger, faster, it's kind of their motto, lighter, faster, stronger wheels, they do have a decent amount of technology packed into these things, and a lot of people know Method as being like the beadlock wheel company, but they offer a ton of styles that aren't beadlocks also, and most beadlock wheels are not DOT street legal. So if there's people running them out there on the street, they're not legal, at least in most states. And so that's why you see a ton of companies that don't offer true beadlocks, they offer simulated beadlock, but Method wanted to give those people an option to still have some of the performance of a beadlock without having an actual physical beadlock. So they introduced something new called the bead grip. So if you take a look at the side profile of this wheel, you obviously have the rim of your wheel, and then they have this extra like safety notch in here basically. Don't know what they technically call it, but that's what I'm gonna call it. And then in between there, you have all these little ridges. Basically what these are designed to do is hold the bead of the wheel. So when you mount the tire onto the wheel, you're holding that bead on there, and then it'll allow you basically to run lower tire pressures for off-road use. There is no other wheel company out there that's doing this. Method is the only one. So if you want something like this, you have to get a set of Methods, but pretty cool, pretty unique. Like I said, they're the only ones doing it. And so far from all the testing, it works, so that's good. Like I said, you can run those lower tire pressures for off-road use and then not have to worry about having your tire pop off of your wheel. So as far as sizes go, if you're looking to pick up a set of Methods, they typically have a lot of the smaller sizes, which I kind of mentioned before, we don't really show a whole lot of because we're that big wheel truck market. But there's a lot of people and a lot of companies that are going more towards an off-road style now, and I don't know if that's something that's going to be new for 2019. I don't think it'll catch on completely, but I think off-road style wheels are making a comeback, or at least the style but not necessarily the sizes, because there's a lot of wheels that have similar styling that they're still putting into the big wheels. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Not really sure what could happen, but we'll see in 2019. So as far as sizes go on these guys, you're gonna range anywhere from 15-inch up to 17-inch. So not a huge range there, but in the off-road world, you don't really ever see more than like a 17-inch wheel, maybe an 18 sometimes, but usually 15, 16, 17s. And when it comes to width, it's everything from 7 inches all the way up to 8.5, and they go by half-inch increments. So you can get a 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5. So pretty decent range there as far as trying to figure out what fits your vehicle best. Most of the offsets are right around 0. So it's going to be closer to that flush fitment, or I guess depending on what you have, you could have a little bit of stance on there, but in the off-road community, you don't really want your wheels sticking way far out there because you want full ability to turn left and right and have good articulation and angles and all of that stuff, so you're not smashing your fenders in and you can actually fit down the trail. So we've seen comments on some of the turntable videos that we did of these wheels that people want to know, well, how much do they actually weigh? So in the 17 by 8.5, which is the biggest size they make, these are going to weigh in at about 31.5 pounds. So pretty decent on the scale compared to other manufacturers out there. So that's it for these guys. We know that Method is sending us a couple other wheels. So if you guys like Method wheels, you want to see more styles, drop your comments on what you want to see below. Hit the subscribe button so you can make sure you get notified every time we drop a new video. Peace.